What is up? And welcome to another episode of Who Gave the Drummer a Mic? Look who's back, Mr. Chris.
Good to be back.
And then we got Michael. There we go. So, kicking things off, how was your honeymoon? And congratulations.
Thank you so much. The wedding and the honeymoon was fantastic. Those who don't know, my now wife and I, we got married in Vegas a couple weeks ago. And then we flew straight to the honeymoon and went in all the different time zones and super duper jet lag. So it's good to come back and rest for a couple days and get back in our central time zone and get ready to go back to work tomorrow. But that's the thing. It's not coming off. I've tried.
I was gonna say she didn't kill you, so we know it must be good.
I'm still here.
Oh yeah. Glad you're back, buddy.
Yeah, it's good to be back.
Awesome. Yeah. With that, we have two special guests. Definitely a couple of my favorite bands. Don't know about Michael and Chris, but obviously we're having them on because
dude, I love them. I love them both. These are my homies, man. I'm glad they're here today. I haven't talked to them in a little minute, so this will be a good old-fashioned catch-up session with my boys.
First, we actually have Mr. Mike Villareal. Thanks for joining us.
What's up, man?
And then we have Mr. Brian Mederios. Welcome, gentlemen.
Welcome to the show, boys.
So
this is going to be. It should be hilarious.
Let's see what we can get rolling so we can let everybody know.
So, obviously, we know it's been an insane year, or year and counting. So we'll start with Brian.
What's up?
How have you been?
Good.
Like, what's been going on? I haven't spoken to you in a minute. Give us a little bit of a rundown of how's life.
Good, man. I'm feeling good. Miss playing, obviously, but I've been over the last few years kind of getting more into like photo and video stuff, and that's certainly been something that's been keeping me busy and staying creative and still traveling and doing quite a bit with taking photos and doing videos with bands and companies and just kind of all sorts of different opportunities. That's been really, really, really cool. There's been a couple little things here and there, and like music videos that I filled in for, studio work, kind of things like that. So been busy and can't complain.
So you had a book published of your photos too.
What's that? You
had a book published, right?
I did, yeah. Actually, like exactly a year ago, I did like a crowdfunding campaign for it, and it was successful. And yeah, I put out a really nice like hardcover coffee table style book.
Nice, very cool.
It's awesome.
I will say you take some pretty dope ass pictures. I'm not gonna lie. Definitely need to put them on like canvases and sell that shit because I think a lot of people would like some of those nature ones.
Yeah, for sure. Yeah, I've got quite a bit out there on like medals and canvases and stuff, and some galleries and kind of all over the world now. Even my books, I have those in. Most of the states. I have some in Kenya. I have some in Europe. I think one in China. So,
hell yeah,
stuff all over, man. It's crazy.
I need to know like awesome. how was Kenya? Like, I looked on Facebook one day and I saw Brian was in Kenya, and I was like, what the hell? The man just picked up and went.
Dude, that was like one of the coolest things I've ever had the pleasure to do, and that I was brought along by a nonprofit to document, like photo and video document the work that they were doing out there. And so I was out there for 2 weeks, got to go to these remote villages and schools and just be right in the thick of it with these wonderful, wonderful people. And the nonprofit, they provide like clean water for basically drilling boreholes to get clean water to these remote places, and totally life-changing. Like that,
awesome.
I could go on for a while. I don't want to like overtake this whole thing by talking about that, but there's so many layers to it. There's so much that like we take for granted. We don't really realize, it's a completely different there. So one of the coolest things I've ever done for sure.
That's awesome. That's really rad, dude.
That's sick,
awesome,
dude.
man. Hell yeah.
I was gonna say, with the pandemic going on, how was the flight over? Did you have any restrictions going there? Australia is actually kind of having their ones where they actually completely closed off as far as the airports, coming to and fro from there. So I didn't know, as far as Africa, Europe, some of your pictures are literally from the other side of the pond. So it's like, okay, it makes up for a question, like, how was it going over there?
Sure. Like I went to Scotland in January last year, so right before everything got all like shut down and crazy. So that was really cool. And then going to Kenya, we had a layover in Amsterdam, and they are super, super, super strict with their travel requirements and everything. So we had to have a negative COVID test before we even left the States. But then I had a layover in Detroit, and I had to get one of the quick tests at the airport because Amsterdam requires one within 4 hours of departing.
Yeah. Wow.
Insane. It was really nuts, and just super, super strict on the flights and everything, but
damn,
totally worth it. Totally worth it. They're taking care of everybody. And
they say, picture speaks 1,000 words.
Yeah. Yeah, man. Super, super cool. It's nice to like just travel and kind of do stuff safely.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I need a trip. I'm about to plan a vacation now.
Yeah, dude. Come out to Utah. Let's hang.
Yeah, let's do some of those drum videos over the Gulch.
Seriously though.
I need
with you, man.
We're gonna get into that. We're gonna get into that later because I want to know how you make them because I'm curious. But let's go, Mike. Talk to me, bro. What's going on? What's been going on with you, man?
Okay.
What's been going on?
Just here. Just last tour we did was I think in February, and it was pretty rough, man. I got sick on that tour, and I'll be honest, I kind of think I had it. It's pretty rough, and finished the tour, came home, had to cancel one show. The guys played an acoustic show, but yeah, it was pretty bad, man. I had all the symptoms. Went to a doctor. They said it was a respiratory infection, and just gave me medicine and took it. Told me to wear a mask, and it was weird, man, because it was kind of before everything shut down. Everything was still open.
You did it before it was trending.
Yeah, I feel like when. Yeah, I think when I realized that shit was serious was when the NBA called that game.
Yeah,
because I think it was Oklahoma and Utah. Yeah, it was. I think it was a Jazz and OKC game, and we were playing in Oklahoma City. And we're kind of like, it was already towards the end of the tour, and I was kind of just like, man, I don't know if we should just go home. But we had one more show in Texas. We did it and just headed home. But yeah, man, it's just.
I remember that
I
day
came
when
home,
we, called the season off. I was like, oh my god, this is about to be real.
Yeah, that's when it hit me for sure. Yeah, that's when it definitely hit me. I realized that it was I guess a bigger problem than what I thought it was. But yeah, man. So not sure if I had it, but I felt like shit. But none of the other guys got sick. So
okay,
yeah,
they've been good.
Just been hanging out, man. Full year. Yeah, everybody's good. Just been working here at home, trying to fill up this. Been off a year, man. We recorded some music and everything, but kind of got to make some money.
Yeah. Yeah. Feel that. I had to go get me a real job, so I had to go start working on some trucks.
Yeah,
had to put those skills
to
the test. Yes, that's what I'm doing, man. I'm working on some of my trucks. So just doing that until
cool, man. Oh yeah.
Do that until we get some more clarity. I see all these shows and tours and festivals getting announced, and part of me is like, I still feel like everything's still up in the air. Like it can just be like that, and then like it could all be laps again. Like I feel nervous still. Like like I'm seeing all this stuff, and I'm like, man, like nothing feels set yet to me. Regardless, I see a lot of things trending upwards, but I'm still like on edge. Like I'm like, oh man, well, what could happen? Because for the longest time over the course of this last year, it's been like every day was something new, and it was like, oh my god, what the fuck, But you know, everything looks good right now, so I'm hoping that it stays good.
For sure.
We all knew it was real when
Yeah,
Tom
for
Hanks
sure.
got it. When Tom Hanks got COVID, that's when it got real.
I remember that.
Don't believe it.
That's right. That's right.
No,
I do
not
remember
anybody
that.
but Tom Hanks.
I remember that. I was like, Tom Hanks? I was like, oh my God. That was wild. That was big news.
That was big news that Tom Hanks had it.
That was crazy.
So, we can shift from all that bullshit. Let's start talking some drums.
Yeah, while we're all here, let's start talking drums.
Let's start talking some drums. So,
Oh yeah.
Mike, give us a rundown. Who you are, how you got to where you are now. What some cool things you've done. Talk about your band. Talk about all that good shit. Give us the rundown.
Yeah, man. So just been playing. Live in South Texas my whole life. I actually started out playing death metal. I used to be in a death metal band, and pretty much with all the same guys. It was all the same guys with a different singer. And
Really?
Jess was actually on bass, and my brother Nick was on guitar, which is kind of weird. But yeah, man, just playing like local scenes here forever. Oh yeah, it's fun doing the rhythm section with him, man. So yeah, just been jamming forever, man. And then we kind of formed the guys. John and Jess had a different singer. It's basically kind of like it was like a super group of the local bands, and we finally formed. We ended up playing South by Southwest, and we got scouted by Red Bull. It was a Red Bull record. So somebody from Red Bull was handing our stuff around. It ended up in the hands of Eric German. He's a entertainment lawyer, and Eric was passing our stuff around. Our stuff just got passed around, and then we ended up getting hit up by Mike Villareal from Razor and Tie, and he flew out to a show in Houston to watch us, and we were all nervous about it, man, because it was a weekday show. Nobody was there. Probably it was a pretty bad venue. Didn't have a sound guy. We just showed up, played, and we met with him afterwards, and he dug it. Thank God. And yeah, and we got the offer, and yeah, man, we were signed in I think 2013, and the album came out in 2015. So it was a big. There's a lot of shit in between, man. Doing the album, going through the contracts. I think doing the contract for the album took about 6 to 8 months. So just trying to get a better deal, man. Kind of had to, from the first place, we're kind of like, yes, we want to tour. It's all fun and games and stuff, but at the end of the day, we got to kind of make a living out of this. So we can't be, signing 360 deals or anything like that. So yeah, got out of that, signed. Yeah, man, just been touring ever since, dude. Playing, US. We've done some overseas tours with Soil and Seether, and some festivals in Japan, and did some headliners in Japan too. But yeah, man, just trying to stay out on the road as much as we can. Of course, except for this past year. But yeah, it's been fun, man. It's been wild.
Hell yeah! I remember we did tour with you guys, and it was super fucking dope. It was so fun.
Yeah, it was fun. I remember that last show, man. It was hot as fuck. Do you remember that?
Because there's the AC was broken the place. And the ceiling was super low.
It was the middle of summer.
Yeah, middle of summer venue in the middle of nowhere, in the middle of just the desert or just nothing but land. It was just in the middle of nowhere, and the AC.
Yeah,
was
Top Fuel Saloon. I think it was. I don't remember
somewhere
where that was.
in Illinois.
Iowa? Or, I don't remember.
I think it was
Illinois. Top Fuel Saloon. That's right.
Yeah, and it was stupid.
I know that place very well.
One of those spots.
It's where I'm from.
Oh, cool.
Really? Nice. Yeah, I think the owner was the owner was affiliated with Pantera in some store. We all took this group shot for Dimebag.
Freak.
And it was
that's
super
right.
dope because he started preaching about
Freak.
Dimebag and Pantera.
Yeah, he's a
he
FM radio host for a rock station in Chicago, but And then before Top Fuel Saloon came, he actually used to have a venue in Pontiac, Illinois called Freaksters. And that was actually around a little bit longer than what Top Fuel was, but he found this new place, new location right off of 55. So it's literally 55 exit venue. It's literally right there on the four corners.
Perfect tour spot.
That's awesome.
Yeah, I remember he had like this bus in the back corner of like the restaurant part of it, and like there was like jars of like some nasty shit in there. And I was like, what the
That's actually where he does all of his radio
that's
radio shows.
That's what they said. But I was looking in the window, I was like, what the hell?
Oh wow, that's cool.
There's some nasty shit.
It's literally the front of a school bus, and then he's got the radio. You can see his whole back wall is just full of CDs all the way across.
CDs and jars of I don't know what, but they look nasty.
It's like brains and like
he had one of Dimes
autopsy on and crap. Yeah.
He had one of what?
He had one of Dime's Crown Royal guitars. Do you remember the purple Crown guitar?
Oh yeah, that was.
There was like two. He had like two of them made, and he has one of them.
Oh, that's sick, dude.
And it's like the actual like Crown actually let Dimebag use the purple. It's not just like a purple guitar. Like he had to like get the paint custom made from Crown Royal to match, so it's a perfect purple. That's dope.
Oh, that's so sick.
I'll be on the lookout for that next time we hit the road. I'll know. Like you're the dude with the dime guitar. I just want to look at it.
Hopefully the AC is working by now. I hope it is.
Yeah, he's very humbling to bands coming through. I would say the last show that I had there, actually, I played 3 times in one day because of the 2 bands that I was playing with when I was living there. We had an afternoon show at around 3:00 that afternoon with my metal band, and then I had to go from Peoria to his place and then play with my cover band Letters from the Dead, who also original covers, and then also after that I had to play with my metal band again. So yeah, I did 3 shows all in one day.
Oh,
God damn.
Sounds like a good paycheck to me. Sounds like I hope you got paid well. You got a fat check out of that.
We all know the answer. No, he did not get paid well.
I remember I played double duty for a show one time, and everybody's question was that, and I was like, "Do you guys not know how this shit works?" Like, come on, man.
Well, then you have the friends that go, "You're on iTunes? Oh my God, you're on iTunes!" Like, yeah, it's actually not really hard to get on iTunes. You play it off like it's a huge deal. Like, yeah, I'm on Spotify, I'm on iTunes, but it's like, no, like you literally just submit something and you're on.
Yeah.
So, what kind of kit you play on, Mike? Talk to us about it.
I play a Yamaha Live Custom. They're oak shells. They're heavy as fuck. But I love it, man. It's like a matte finish. So I'm kind of like a neat freak. So the kind of shiny kits, I hate the fingerprints all over them. So just like with the hardware, man, like wipe them all down. Like the cymbals are always clean. Yamaha Live Custom, and I play a Tama Bell Brass, and I got a what is it? It's the Mapex Black Panther as well.
Hey,
Chris is a Mapex artist.
Magic word.
Chris is a Mapex
called
artist, so he just got a little.
I think it's called the.
Mike, I can actually attest to your drum set. I don't know if you remember this, but I have a story about you. My band Cold Kingdom played one show on your guys' tour with King and Fozzy. And I think it was in Dubuque, Iowa. And it was like, I don't remember the venue, but remember like in middle school, you had like the Kappa gymatoriums, like the room that was like everything. The tables like would fold up into the walls, everything could go up and all that sort of stuff. So we played this sort of venue with Fozzy, which to me is like Chris Jericho. That's awesome for me. Yeah. And I forgot my throne.
Yeah.
Every drummer's nightmare, I forgot my throne.
I got a funny story about forgetting the throne, man. Go on.
And then so Mike actually saw me because they had like chairs and all that sort of stuff for all the tables. And I'm stacking these chairs to try to find the right height of my throne.
Oh, yeah.
And I'm like, no, okay, 2 is too short. And I stacked a third, and I'm like, 3 is too tall. Oh, no, I'm freaking out. And you came over to me and asked me, it's like, did you forget your throne? I was like, yes, I did. And you let me borrow yours for the set, and I gave it back. And you saved my ass from playing stand up like the dude from Stray Cats.
Nice.
you saved my ass. It was a one-off show we played with you guys, but you saved my ass on that show. That's my son's
remember that, man.
Yeah, but then you gave him sweaty ass from your ass sitting in it.
I tried not to. I tried to take a little easy.
Yeah,
That seat.
kept that seat real warm for him.
Yeah, that's crazy. Yeah,
That's
I remember
that's
that
my
show,
son's
man. It was that's awesome. That's awesome.
Of course, that would happen during a national show.
Yeah, you forget your throne.
Yep.
I forgot like the list of things I've forgotten at a gig is like longer than it should be, considering like how I try to carry myself as a drummer. But my God, dude, I've forgotten some dumb shit. I've forgotten the stick bag. I've forgotten the throne. I've forgotten my tom stands.
Oh man.
What else have I forgotten?
The rug.
I forgot my pedals one time. Forgot the
Oh,
snare
man.
stand.
Yeah.
Oh, the rug.
I've done. I've. Oh, and the
And you
rug.
said
I
you
forgot
want
the
the
rug.
The
What'd
pedals
you
are
say?
a harsh one.
And you say you want to be a tech. You're forgetting your own shit.
Nah, man, that was before I.
We'll edit this part out. We'll cut and paste.
Yeah, if any of you guys are watching that need a tech, this doesn't count. This is like 2015, Michael.
No, okay.
No, like the most recent time I forgot my throne was when we were shooting the video for Wasted. If you go watch the video for Wasted, I'm sitting on a bucket because I forgot my throne.
Oh
Rad.
man.
A black bucket. Yep.
That's awesome.
Well, actually, the story with this, I was there was supposed to be a drum set there, right? So the drum set was there, the cymbals were there, and all I brought was my stick bag, thinking that there was going to be a throne. But me, I was like, I usually always like try to like be prepared in case anything goes wrong. So I usually bring the necessities. But this time, for some reason, I just thought I'm good. My guys took care of it. I'm good. We're sold. We're good. And then I get there and I'm like pulling all the stuff out the car, and I'm like, where's the throne at? And I'm like, guys, there's no throne here. And they're like, so we don't have a throne. And I was like, great. So we're in a garage. I see that bucket over there. Looks about a right height. Bring me that over here.
Oh,
Put a little black,
man.
put a little black sheet over it.
You don't have height to you either. I will say that, Michael. So for the bucket is usually about
right.
height.
But the sad thing, the worst part about that though was because you know how when you shoot a music video, the drummer has to be in every shot. So I'm sitting on this hard bucket the entire day, and like I'm just in pain. So I was like,
oh man.
I'm always gonna bring my throne no matter where I am. I'm always gonna have it with me in my car just in case, because I can't do the bucket ever again. I'll do a computer office chair before I do a bucket.
I would say these guys are taking notes of who not to hire as a drum tech.
No,
these guys forget things. Done.
Nah.
All right, let's move on. Let's move on to Brian. Brian, give us your little backstory and how you got to where you are. And we talked about all your photography, video stuff, but let's talk about why we're really here, the drums.
Sure. So yeah, man, like we're going way back. I started playing drums in 5th grade, right? And like from that moment, like that's what I wanted to do. Like everything was geared towards like that's what I wanted to do. And so I took lessons for a couple years in school. I was doing like as much as I could, like with musicals and jazz bands and like any music related, like pet band and like percussion, like everything, dude. Everything I could do with music, and it was playing with my own bands, cover bands, just trying to do the thing. And in high school, I got offered scholarships for the University of Utah drumline, and I was like, you know what? Nah, like I want to play in a band. Like I want to play in a rock band, right? And the band I was in at that time was just a local band here, and certainly didn't do much of that. It's just some kind of minimal touring and everything, but
yeah,
I knew that's what I wanted, you know, and got to playing in a couple different bands and got to a point where I knew that I couldn't really. It's difficult to rely on other people to get you where you want to be, you know. So I was like, all right, well, this is not really working out. So I wanted to find opportunities for myself. So I did some studio stuff. I did like a soundtrack for a movie. and just kind of found whatever I could. And then had that opportunity with Otherwise come up. And that was at a level of something that I had never done before. And that was certainly one of the coolest, you know, I was elated at that time, because before they had Corky, I talked to Ryan, and I wasn't even 21 at the time, and I didn't live in Vegas, so it just didn't make sense to have me be in that band at that time. But you know, when they parted ways with Corky, I reached out to Ryan, and he knew who I was. I caught him up on what I had been up to, and we just like started doing stuff. We didn't really have an audition or anything, and that was super exciting. I was down in Vegas all the time, writing and doing some shows down there. And the first tour that I actually did was with Sons of Texas, and that was kick ass. The first date was in Salt Lake town. So I was down in Vegas for a couple weeks beforehand, rehearsing, and then I went home just to be home for like a day before I left on tour. And the guys were going to meet up, you know, just drive from Vegas that day. And the morning of the show, the tour bus blew up, like it caught on fire.
Oh my God.
And so I, like the whole day of the show, I'm just like freaking out. I'm like, is my band going to show up? What's going on? Like, are they going to make it? What are they doing? Like, I was like stressed and balls. And they left way, way late. And what they ended up doing is getting to just like rental, or they had a rental vehicle. It was just like a, I don't know, like a SUV type thing, right? With the trailer. Yeah. So yeah, first tour with Otherwise, it was just in like rental cars. It was Sons of Texas, Chalice side, and that was like incredible. That was a one to remember for sure. And dude, watching Mike every night was one of the coolest things ever, man. Like he's super, super, super solid. I noticed that thing about your gear. It was always clean. Just how you have everything leveled. It's just like beautiful. I'm such a like particular, and just how like symmetrical and everything it was.
Nah, dude, I learned some things from Mike, man.
Awesome,
shout out to Mike for putting me on those Halpern sticks, man. I'll never forget that day.
Yeah, man, did a bunch
of
yeah,
I remember that.
Haven't picked up another pair of sticks since that day, man.
Nice.
Yeah, me either, man. Still using them.
Those the best. Continue, Brian.
No, you're good. Bunch of cool stuff with Otherwise. You know, festivals and Shiprocked, and we did that fly date to Atlanta, play with Seven Dust and Michael and Killicoy, and that's when I played on your kid because it was a fly date for us. So we just
we should yep.
And you had that one head. What head is that?
Oh, the Evans hybrid.
The hybrid one, yeah. It's like
it's like half. It's like a marching head, but it's not a marching head.
But for a kit, yeah.
And
so that's like my go-to snare head now. I think it's
it's got the metal striping on it.
Yeah.
What's it made of? Kevlar.
It's like a piece of. It's almost about as thin as foil.
Yeah.
But yeah, it goes all the way around it, and then the dot itself.
Yeah. No, it's between that and the heavyweight. Those are like the two snare heads that I like always use. I don't think I'm ever gonna until I find something that beats either one. Those are like my two go-to snare heads. I'm glad I could put you on, Brian.
Hell yeah, man. So.
Look at you being a positive influence.
I'm not sure about the rest of the kid
Just make sure to remember your throne.
Yes.
Yeah. See, that day, I had a throne, so I was good.
Yeah. Then I left Otherwise at the end of 2019 and just needed a kind of break from that side of things for a minute. And then a pandemic hit, so there wasn't really music anyway. But over this last year, I've been doing quite a bit of like studio stuff and music videos, and I did a video with Jared Dines, that trapped metal cover that he did.
Yeah,
I remember that time of quarantine was like when everyone was just going off on Headstrong and Trapped.
Oh yeah, man,
it was funny stuff.
Yeah, and Yeah, like I played in metal bands and stuff like that before, like years prior, but I haven't played like blast beats and fast thrash beats and stuff like that for a minute. So I was like, oh shit. But that was like really fun to jump
I didn't even know you can get down like that. I was like, all right, my man's doing a blast beat. I was like, hell yeah.
You do that and then throw, jump on the other side of things to some jazz and what's up?
I was like, hell yeah, my man can fucking do the metal.
Like, yeah.
So what kind of kit you play on?
The DW Collectors, Maple.
Nice.
But they're big. It's like a 22 by 20 kick, 13 by 10, and a 16 by 16 floor tom, and a Black Beauty snare.
Nice.
I gotta say that it's a very, very nice kit, but every time I see you playing on the edge of a cliff, I'm like, why is that kit on the edge of a cliff? I never even let my drums touch concrete. There's always got to be a rub. But this man puts it on bare rock.
Heck yeah, dude.
Just living on the edge, literally.
Yeah, man. It's like two of my favorite things is playing drums and being outside. So I'm like, I don't want to just not to knock videos where you're in the studio or whatever. It's just I wanted to.
No, that is definitely like the coolest shit.
Who I am, so
yeah,
kind of cool. Just find awesome locations and play some drums in it.
Which that finish on that kit is gorgeous. That little I don't remember what DW calls it, but it's like the wrap.
Like the onyx, like white onyx or some shit.
Yeah,
but it's not vertical or horizontal. It's like spirals around the drum.
Yeah. So like when the light hits it, it's almost like there's depth to it. I don't know.
Yeah.
Actually, it's so weird, but it's really cool. And
I'm saying your kick head is it silver?
It's like a mirror. It's just
that's freaking awesome.
Yeah, it's kind of cool.
I had to search real hard to find one of those, and I got one, and I played 2 shows with it, and I was like, this thing didn't work with my kick drum, man. I was like, damn, I need to get like something about it. It just made my kick drum not sound as good. I went from like I'm an Evans guy, but that had it was a remote head.
I
found.
And
I noticed a difference.
Artist, so I don't think I can say that it's not an Evans head, but it's not an Evans head.
Yeah, no, like I just noticed that the sound with that head on my kick drum made my kick drum not sound as good. And I was like, I'm gonna go ahead and just take that off. But it looked cool. But it looked really cool, and people were taking selfies.
That's what matters, right? Who cares how it sounds? As long as
it's a bass drum.
It looks cool.
Doesn't matter.
Yeah, just make it go, and you're fine. It's a bass drum. No one cares. Trigger it.
Yeah, trigger it.
You can quantify that?
I was watching this video. This guy talking about how he gets, in death metal, he's got to do like the doubles with the feet, like double strokes with the feet. I just learned that 9 times out of 10, it's fake. It's not 100% real, right? So what they do is they put a bunch of pillows in the bass drum, right, to where it's like on the head. And you tighten that head up, almost crank it. Then you put the trigger on it, and you just got a guy playing really bad single strokes, and it just sounds like doubles. And I was like, so it's fake. It's not real. I was like, wow. I couldn't believe my ears. I was like, damn. Yeah, wow. People are just getting away with that?
Oh, yeah.
Like, what the hell?
Dude,
I can do that.
How many albums are just programmed? I'm like, come on now.
Dude.
That's so degrading. It's like a drummer, like your job's being replaced by a computer.
By the laptop.
It's like saying, we're all about to go off right now. Here we go.
This is
the red button.
So
this is the red button.
Let the drummer play, man.
What do you mean you'd rather do the program for free? You don't want to pay me or for the day in the studio or for the engineer or for the producer. You'd rather do it yourself for free? That's real ridiculous.
No, I remember when the first album that I found out was like programmed drums. It was like a Fear Factory album, and I was like, "There's no way it's programmed, no fucking way." But then, like as I got older and was like discovering more bands and stuff, I was like, "Wait a minute, I gotta go back and listen to that album now." So I go back and I'm like, "Dude, that is hella programmed drums, like no dynamics, like it's like insane."
Yeah, now they can dial in the velocities a little bit more and have fills, but it's like, come on, man, just get
everything about it was just stupid, crazy, all 10 dynamic fucking single strokes. I'm like, damn.
I will say where I made the assumption that an album was actually programmed was the very first As Lay Dying album. Like you hear the guitars, but then you hear the drums. I'm like, there's something off about these drums. It literally sounds like an electronic drum kit. But I was staying corrected because like not even a couple of weeks later, As Lay Dying was opening up for Static X at the Metro in Chicago. So I ended up going to that show, and sure shit, Jordan like literally like sitting right there on the rail, looking at him, just like 94 Hours comes up. I'm looking at it, I'm like, oh damn, his feet do move that fast.
He's so good, it's stupid.
But there are some of the drummers that actually can do it. I mean, even though they might be triggered just because they're looking for that sound, but there are some people like Through the Eyes of the Dead. That's another one to where I unless you watch it or go to one of their shows, you'll never believe it. Like you're like, no, there's no way he's sitting over here doing 230 BPMs on his kick drum, and you go to a show and you're like, damn.
No, yes.
He's really doing it. Well, like those guys that do like the swivel. I'm like, how the I've tried. Believe me, I have tried. I've sat down and tried to learn that type of stuff. I just don't think.
Yeah. I don't know. I've never been like super interested in being like fast with my feet. I like patterns and stuff. Like I'm all about that, and like where you maybe lead with your left foot and stuff like that. It's totally awesome. But just speed. Like I respect the shit out of it, but I'm just
like people that can do it. I'm like, fuck yeah, you fucking kill it.
That's actually, I'm just convinced myself that I'm like, I don't have to do that. So cool. Now I'll get to this BPM.
That's actually that intro song is actually our latest single that we just brought out. I actually had to go to that doing left first to right, where we actually have the matching, guitar, drums, bass part. I actually had to learn like going left to right instead of right to left to try and get the pattern down.
Yeah, I'm all about that. Like just the ambidexterity of things. Just trying to like play with your left hand, and all about it.
Yep.
That's the good thing about being left-handed and learning on a righty kit is that came kind of natural to me.
Nice.
And the feet still suck though, but when it comes to playing them fast stuff, man, that ain't for me, man. I can't do that death metal shit. I wish I could. It'd be cool. I could bust out a blast beat every now and again, but I can't do that that swivel shit. Can't do it. Every now and again though, I'll bust out the blast beat.
Just wait until we get Dan Copy on this show, and he's just going to make you feel horrible with how fast
wait till we get Derek Roddy on the show too. He's going to tell me, Oh man,
4 on the floor. What's that? I don't know.
Well, the thing about the thing though with like those guys that play that fast shit, like usually they can play the fast. Obviously, they can play the fast shit good. When it comes time to play a groove, they kind of struggle. Come to see.
Yeah.
And I've heard people say that before. And I'm like, see, I think grooves are more fun than that. So,
For sure.
Just give me some hit with sticks, and that's fine.
I agree.
Yeah. I've been like super into like performing, man. Like when I would go to concerts. My mom and like she would take me to I've been going to concerts forever, dude. And still seeing like Poison and Motley Crue and stuff with Ricky Rockets just doing all this crazy stuff, and Tommy Lee's just a maniac, and I'm like, that's super cool. So
I remember my first time seeing Motley Crue was Crue Fest 1, and it was the only time I saw Motley Crue.
Yeah,
but that was like the shit. I was like, Tommy Lee sort of is like top performing drummer on the planet, dude. Like that dude.
Oh yeah.
We talked about him in a previous episode, man. We had a whole Tommy Lee rant, but like that was my first drummer that I found, was watching all that type of stuff, and I was just like, Tommy Lee is that fucking dude.
Yeah,
I will fight to have people pay attention to listen to Tommy Lee within a song context. Like he does all his other crazy stuff that makes headlines, and I'm like, no, listen to Dr. Feelgood, and it is perfect, and it's so fun to play. Don't mind the rest of the stuff. Let's not talk about the video. Let's not. No. Listen to him groove and Dr. Feelgood. I will fight for him. He's one of the best drummers that come out of the 1980s.
No, he's good. Yeah.
I will go to bat for Tommy Lee, even though he already carries his own bat. But I will go up to bat with any day of the week.
Thanks.
Oh, that was a good one. That was a good one right there. Nah. Fucking killer drummer, killer performer. I mean, I agree with what Brian said, man. Performing is the shit. I enjoy it. I enjoy watching Brian perform.
Well, Brian, we talked about your drums. What cymbals are you rocking?
Minor. Mostly Byzance, and then there's a couple of the pure alloy, like my hats, and then my left crash is a pure alloy, and they're great. Oh my God. I played Zildjian for like a long time. There's nothing, of course they're the biggest cymbal manufacturer for a reason. They make great stuff. It's just my experience with them wasn't great. And for what I needed, it wasn't doing it. So a few years ago when we were doing a tour with Waylon, my two main crashes crapped out.
Yeah.
Like 2 days into the tour. And I'm like, why is this happening? Ooh. And we had a stop in Nashville, and that's where the Meinl, they have a distribution center in Nashville. And so I just reached out to one of my contacts and got 2 complete new sets of cymbals. And I was like, I'm just going to make the swap. And I'm super happy I did. Like, they're great for me. I love what they do. Everything sounds great. Holds up. So dig it.
Yeah.
Hard. And yeah, man, ProMark and Evans, love them dearly for years and years. And there's a guy locally in Salt Lake that he makes custom thrones that are like really nice. And so I have a custom throne through him. It's called Rooster Thrones. And I'm actually talking with him right now and getting another custom one made. I'm super pumped.
Very nice. So do you prefer the bicycle type throne, or do you use the round?
Just the round. Yeah. I've done the ones with the backrest. I've done the bicycle, and just the round one kind of works for me, because sometimes during the set I'll be standing up and then sitting down, and just kind of
makes it a lot easier.
Yeah, for sure.
You don't want to move, then you have to readjust while you're playing.
Yeah, sure.
So what kind of cymbal do you play, Mike?
I play Zildjians, man. I've pretty much forever never tried to change, just because I like them, find them anywhere. Yeah, man, A customs all around. I got Oriental. I don't even know if they make the Oriental the splashes, but I use the Oriental splashes and China.
Oh, nice.
Oh yeah, I'm an A custom guy myself.
Yeah.
And you clean cymbals on tour together, so we know. Gotta keep those A customs clean, man.
Yeah.
Are you playing projections too, or are you just playing A customs? I'm playing projections.
I'm just playing regular A customs, but I go through them pretty often, man.
Yeah, I know. Mine are like witch hats right now. Mine are all bent up, and I'm like, I've been contemplating making the switch to Meinl, and me and Chris have a buddy, Eric Rickert. He's got a whole set of them, and he's got like the what are they called? They're like the half and half. Like they're half brilliant finish, and they're half like not like I don't know what line they are, but those things sound incredible. And the ride cymbal that he's got is like not a Byzance. I don't know what the fuck it is, but like I played those cymbals and I was like, these are great. These are really good. I need to get my own set of these so I can stop going over to bother my buddy here and playing his shit. But nah, man, fucking Zildjian's still good. Still like my Zildjians.
Well, when you're a 700-year-old company, you got to be doing something right.
For sure, yeah.
Yeah. Chris is a Sabian guy.
Absolutely.
Chris is all about the Sabian.
Yeah. They haven't signed me yet, but I will fight for them till the end.
Sabian and Mapex.
Yeah.
I filled in for Devour the Day, and they're a Sabian band. I guess Blake, the singer, he's a drummer also, so he's got the endorsement. So I filled in for them, played all of Ronnie's gear, their drummer's gear.
I remember
and
that.
It was Sabian. So I liked it, man. It sounded great, held up, nothing cracked on tour. It was a fun kit to play. I don't play a 3-piece like that, so it was fun to play a small kit like that.
How was that tour? I never got to like get up. I remember I got up with you the one show that I came to, but like, how was being that fill-in guy? Was that fun?
It was good, man. Yeah, it was stressful, kind of, just because it was a short period to learn the songs. It was a little last minute, but had a few weeks to learn the songs. But we took a family vacation to Disney World, and I flew out from there to meet up the guys, and we just left right after that. And but it was fun, man. Those songs are a lot of fun to play. Super cool dudes. I haven't
heard that name in a while.
Familiar.
Yeah, I forgot about Devour the Day until I remember that tour. But I think there was a period in time where I think me and my buddy Ethan's old band Osara, we were gonna play with them, but then something fell through, and then like I never heard that name until I saw you filling in for them on tour, and I was like, oh
yeah,
I remember that band.
Yeah,
but yeah, dude, that tour was cool though. I remember the show that I did come to. That shit was packed, and it was a good time for you guys on stage. I've never seen that band live until that day, and
oh yeah,
it was a good set.
Yeah, it was a fun tour, man. Those bands and getting to watch Seven Dust every night, man. That was super cool.
Oh yeah.
I think that's been the dream of every drummer we've had on here. Like, who'd you go on the road with? Seven Dust, 100%. I'm just gonna watch Morgan Rose for 3 weeks.
He's the coolest guy.
He's the fucking shit, man. That's my
boy.
He
is, man.
They're going back out on tour in the summer. Hopefully it all goes smooth. I think they'll be coming to almost every city.
I saw that.
They're literally playing 30 minutes up the road from me.
Yeah, they're playing in the
I think it's like June 10th or something like that.
They're playing at a brewery in the worst part of town in Charleston. It's pretty hilarious. When I saw that date, I was like, wait a minute, they're playing where? So I gotta go. So I will be there.
They did that up in Minnesota a few years ago too. They played this bar. It's a good bar. Like, it's a really nice place for like local bands to put on shows. And I saw it on their tour registry. I was like, they're doing what? That place is so hot. They got the can lights that are like 3 feet above the drum riser. It's the hottest stage ever. And they actually cut the set short, and Morgan ran out of the venue and puked all over the sidewalk because he was just so hot and dehydrated. They actually I looked at the set and like they skipped like 5 songs. And I just told him, Morgan was like, I'm out, dude. And I was like, that's what happens when we play this venue, man. I stay hydrated. Up there, dude. It is hot.
I got heat stroke when we played Shiprock. We're playing in Jamaica, and our set it was with POD on the beach, and we were supposed to play for like 45 minutes or an hour, but everything was pushed back and just delayed, just because everything on the island came from the boat. So all the just sound equipment and drinks and everything had to be brought in from the boat. So just the whole day got pushed, and our set got cut to like a half an hour. I'm so glad, because I was literally gonna die if we played one more song. I got off stage and I'm just like shaking, and I'm just like ready to die. It was so insane.
That's always been a dream for me to get on that, play a set on that boat, but I think you're changing my mind.
No, that's great, dude.
I've always wanted to do it.
Never, but just drink water. Just drink water. And I don't wear shorts, so was literally basically wearing what I am, of just black jeans and black shirt, and I'm on a beach. They're like, just wear shorts. I'm like, nah, no way.
So you're one of the. So you're the guy that you're one of the rare drummers that plays in jeans. You're a madman.
They're stretchy though, man. That's what's
I can't play in jeans, dude. It is just uncomfortable.
Yeah, me either.
It is so uncomfortable. I've gotten yelled at for it, and I'm like, no, I'm not doing it. I'm not doing it. I can't wear jeans. I can't play drums.
You've gotten yelled at.
I'm like, I can't do it. I'll wear it for the video, all that. But like, when it comes to the show, man, like I need to be comfortable sitting on that damn seat, and skinny jeans,
stretchy ones, man.
So that's why you gotta get the jeans with the holes in them for ventilation. That's where the air comes through.
Well,
you do some of that action.
Yeah. You want jeans in the house?
Yeah.
In the house.
These are my Wayne's World jeans. They're my blue rib jeans.
Nice.
Man, you're madman. Wearing jeans in the house. I'm wearing gym shorts, man.
Dude, it's Minnesota, dude. You gotta be ready for any weather here. Like it could be 35 in the next 20 minutes. I don't fucking know.
You got a good point. Right now, it's true story. We're sitting in like the low 90s right now in South Carolina, and then tomorrow.
Good for you.
Yeah, I was gonna say I saw it was like 91 here in Virginia. 81. It's 81 right now still.
Oh, and Brian, you're in the desert, so I'm assuming it's hot for you.
Well, not really. Oh, I guess Utah's a desert, but our mountains have snow on them. It's like 65 today or something.
64.
Oh, it's 64.
64 here.
Nice. That's where I want to be.
It's nice. Like this time of year is perfect. We get to like hundreds.
That's awesome.
for a couple of weeks in the summer.
I'll say, and Mike's over here like in 101-degree weather already in Texas.
Not feeling
Charleston,
bad for any of us.
Yeah, it was like 110 today.
Charleston.
Oh,
Was it really?
Goodness. That's that Texas.
Yeah.
That's that
Holy
Texas
shit.
weather.
It's only May.
Yeah,
I will say
it's gonna get bad. July, the summer be dangerous.
Yeah,
Go to that.
I was with Nonpoint. It was Nonpoint Butcher Baby's co-headline tour. We were actually in San Antonio, and it ended up going down to the gas station, grab a couple of bottles of soda. My shoes were actually sticking to the road, actually walking the whole way to the gas station. It was like 2 blocks. So I came back and literally, like, if you look at the bottom of my Vans, they were literally melted because it was 118 degrees.
Good Lord.
Oh, just hearing that number made me want to throw up. That's terrible.
I remember I played the funniest thing is, like, you know, playing a hot show sucks. I don't know why I agreed to doing this, but like a while back, one of the first bands that I ever played in, we played a benefit show for this place that needed a new AC system. And I don't know why I didn't think about. Oh,
that's your first red flag right there, dude.
I didn't know why no one thought about
show to get an AC system for him.
Yeah. Benefit show to get this AC system for this place, and I was like,
"That's funny."
It was like, you know, at
it's
first
a nonprofit show for AC.
I was like, I don't know why we even accepted that, but like I walk in and I'm like, ain't that bad. You know, it's a little toasty, but it's not, you know, it's not bad. But like, you know, we setting up and I'm like, damn, man, I gotta put these fucking drums up here, man. I'm fucking dying already. But I'm not super dead yet. And then, you know, we start playing.
Wait till bodies fill the room.
That was the next part. The doors opened and then people came in. I don't know, you know, my thing is those people came out, like it was packed, and I'm like, what? I'm just like, you guys don't feel this? Like, I'm about to pass out back here. I'm dying.
Yeah.
And but like, I remember like three songs in, I was like, oh my God, I'm about to puke, die, and this isn't good. And somehow made it through the set. And I remember like I got up and like I had a white shirt on, so like you saw it completely through it. You know, I just got done doing like an Olympic aquatic event. And I walk outside, and this is like also it's also like summer. It's like mid-June. It's like mid-June, and I walk out, and it's like, you know, in the 90s outside, but I'm like, it feels cold out here compared to inside there.
Mm-hmm.
I was just like, why on earth did
we have the shows in like Wisconsin in the winter where you're drenched in sweat, and then you get off stage, you have to load your stuff outside, and it's like 2 degrees outside.
Yep.
It feels amazing for like 4
It feels great.
Yeah. Then you get sick.
Yeah, it feels amazing. 5 minutes later, you're like, my shirt is stuck. It's frozen to me. What the fuck?
It's awesome. Oh, I missed that.
It's horrible. I miss it.
Yeah, dude.
The worst thing ever. God, I miss it.
So
and then
good.
get in the van with your sweaty ass bandmates, but everyone smells bad equally, so no one's to blame.
You're all to blame.
You're all it's distributed evenly. But this is one of the questions I like asking everybody that comes on is Mike, I'll start with you. Who or what made you pick up the sticks first? Like, what was the thing that was like, you saw that, you heard that, whatever. What made you decide I'm going to play drums?
It was the Mudvayne Dig video.
Timing, good timing.
Yeah, perfect timing. The minute I saw that announcement of them coming back, I was like, I heard it in my head. I was like,
Derber ding.
I heard it.
Oh yeah.
I heard it. The minute that thing came out.
So yeah, watched the video. I guess it was like MTV2, and I was like in 5th grade, I think.
Back when MTV
and and then I got a kid. It was a birthday and a Christmas present, and I toured with that kid I played that kid for like 16 years. So it held up.
Damn.
Yeah, it was a Yamaha stage custom. Yeah, so nice. I just recently
you got that good first kit
with a live kit.
You got a good first
it was
kit.
a stage custom.
Yeah,
nice. Brian, how about you?
man, but
No, I never like expressed like, hey mom, I want to play drums or whatever. It's just in 5th grade I got a kit for Christmas. Like I mentioned, there's been a deep rooted, huge passion for music in my family, and I think my mom just knew. Her brother had played drums growing up, and so my first kit was when it was his kit. It was like a super rad, like 60s or 70s Pearl kit. That's like the orange, yellow, brown tiger stripe. So gnarly looking. It was rad. But so yeah, man, it's just my mom just knew. She's been so supportive of what I do. My whole family has been, thankfully, and just from there it was game over. That's what I wanted to do.
Shout out to all the moms for putting up with all the noise.
Rad
Right?
mom.
Yeah,
for sure, man.
big
Oh
time,
my God.
big time. I remember when I got my first kit. It was a Pearl. It was that Pearl EXR. It was like that blue black swirl. That was my first kit. I didn't get a nice kit like Mike, man. My first kit was kind of. My first kit was a first act kit. My first like real kit was that Pearl kit, I guess. But oh man, I should have kept that kit because of like just like the value. Because I remember when they stopped making them, people were like, "I need to find this kit," and I was like, "This kit kind of sucks. Like, what the fuck?" But, okay, it's kind of cheap a little bit. But
Now you wish you still had it.
I do actually. I really do, because like now I know how to tune drums and I know how to do all that stuff, and I'm like, I could have made that kit sound so good.
Mm-hmm.
That's my other question is like, do you guys love tuning drums as much as me? Because I love tuning drums. I'm a nerd when it comes to that shit. Chris hates tuning drums.
Oh, I hate it. I hate it. If it was socially acceptable to like tour with like strictly a Roland V drum kit, I'd have it. Perfect.
I'm not even gonna lie, dude. Like I've always wanted to do that just because, like, you know how it is, man. You get done playing the set and you're the only one packing up your shit. You got the most shit to pack up. It's just you.
We're the dumb ones that have to pack up all of our stuff because
Yeah.
Yeah, that's pretty much what it is over here. Is like my guitar and bass player. Literally, it's all on one little small rolling rack, and it's just me. It's like, I got 8 cymbal stands and all this shit, and it's like, fuck.
Yeah.
The thing is,
Literally the most
very easily,
instrument in the band.
we could so easily condense our kits. We could do a hat crash ride, one up, one down, call it good.
Yep. Nope.
When I was first starting to play like locally and everything, did you guys do this where he just had like everything, like way too many cymbals? I had like octobons and rototoms and just like way too much. And I was like, I have to move all this. I have to pack all this. This sucks. And so I started just like less is more.
Smaller.
Right.
Stupid.
Like, who the hell does this guy think he is? Neil Peart?
Yeah, dude.
Once I realized that I had to pack up all my stuff, I was like, I have too much stuff. I'm not doing this. So like, I went out and I bought like a crash ride. I bought a little 4-piece, and I was like, all right, this is it. So I just did the 2 crash ride, China hi-hat. That was it. That was my touring kit. Because you also got to think about trailer space too. So
and trailer space.
We had a small trailer, and I was like, all right, can't put all these drums. We got all this merch. We got all the guitars. So I got to think small. I got to think about I'm by myself setting and packing up, and 2, the trailer's tiny, and we got to make all of it fit every night. Luckily, we had a killer trailer packing guy, Ethan. I think Ethan's watching, but Michael, I started out bringing all my shit. Oh yeah, yeah.
You ain't keeping it back.
That entire kit never makes it out past a headline gig. That's only when I know I don't have to take it down or do any of that. If it stays set up, that's the only time I'll bring all my stuff out now.
I would say this is one kit that I miss. It was a Gretsch Catalina.
Oh, nice.
Yeah. Hell yeah.
Those kits sound
like,
great.
Damn.
They're great.
Those Gretsch kits and snares are just perfect.
Oh, yeah.
They are.
Yeah.
I want that Gretsch bell brass snare drum. I can't find the Tama one. I think Mike has the last one in existence. I can't find one.
The bell brass are so sick.
Everybody wants one.
Heavy, man.
Or those things. Those things are just. Does it have the bell brass hoops on it too? Like the shit that David Elich preaches that you got to get?
No, I don't have those. It's just it was a reissue, and I've had a lot of people try to buy it off of me.
I'm sure. I mean, that's a well sought out drum. Everybody wants one. Any drummer that knows about it is like, yeah, that's like the holy grail of snare drums. One of them.
One of them.
I have the new Matt Halpern signature, the Pearl one that came out.
Mm-hmm.
That's on the way. I don't know when it's. They said like 7 weeks it'll be here.
Damn.
Oh, you ordered it?
Yeah, I could not
Nice.
not order it. Like I had to get it.
Yeah, that's a nice snare, man.
That's awesome.
I still have the Wraith, but I was like, it's a Pearl drum, matches the Pearl kit. I have to be that guy. I have to do that.
I'll take that Wraith off your hands.
Seriously, because I am gonna sell it when I get the other one in.
Oh, I didn't say I'd buy it. I said I'd take it off your hands. There's a huge difference. There's a big difference, bud.
I'm just ordering a new kit too. So
Yeah?
And with another DW collector's kit, it's gonna be a little bit different sizes, a little bit more to it, because the kit right now, like I said, it's just the 4-piece. So
What'd you get?
it'll be another DW collector's, same finish, but it'll be with a 10-12 rack and then a 14-16 floor.
Oh,
and
so
then
you're going to
the
2 up, 2
DW
down.
bell brass snare. So
I need one.
it's probably going to take a few months because everything's like backed up and messed up because of the Rona.
Right.
And then you got the same finish, so you can put both kits together.
Exactly. That's what I'm talking about.
If you find
And
out,
then
bass
people
drums.
hate it because there's too much shit.
I say if you got a tech on your next gig, make them work for it.
Right.
This guy.
I'm going with Brian on tour to be a tech.
Make 'em
So,
work.
like, I already know what he's got going on, so we'll be good there, Brian, when it's time.
Yeah, dude. I'll talk about it soon.
Well, speaking of, I would say, Brian, let the listeners know where they can find some of your stuff, and then do you actually have anything coming up soon? I know something can't be mentioned right now, but where can they go to look up your stuff and actually stay more in tune with you? And what you got?
Instagram's probably the best place. Most of what I'm putting out right now is just like photos and videos. So if you like pretty pictures, then what's up? I'm like sprinkling in some more drum things lately just to kind of gearing back into that world. But yeah.
Are you going to do any more is there another video of you on a cliff anytime soon playing drums?
Yes. Not soon enough, but yeah, man, for sure.
I need to know, making those videos, like, what is like the process? Does somebody have to I'm assuming you have a drone and someone's flying the drone, but like, how do you hear the songs? Like, I don't see in-ears in your ears, I don't think.
Yeah, they're in there for sure.
Okay, I'm just not looking hard
so
with that.
I find a cool location that's either an abandoned building or some kind of cliff or some, Utah has so many cool locations. Salt Flats or out by the Great Salt Lake, there's this big rock that I literally had to rock climb like each piece of my drums 40 feet up on top of it. Super.
Oh my God, I would be so scared.
And then I kind of have like a shot list of how I want it to be shot and kind of the vision that I have for it, and have some friends help me film it, and then I usually do the edits for them. So
sick.
Damn.
So cool.
That's awesome.
I need. One day we will do one for me. I really want to be on a cliff.
Dude,
I might have a rug though. I can't put my kid on the ground like that.
I know. I have like this.
Oh, he froze.
See the rug.
He froze.
Helps it
He
so
froze.
it's not slipping and so it doesn't get shit all over. But I don't know, man. It's like this. The rug is separating you from the instrument, and the instrument from the earth, man. You just got to be connected. Come on.
Got a good point there. He's damn good point there, man. I think you might have sold me.
There's a reason why you have spikes on him.
Right in dirt now.
I mean, I remember there's a Killer Quit video that we shot the video for Not For Nothing, but like we shot the same song in like 4 different spots. And one spot was in the woods, And I remember it never got used, but like I remember I was like, we're going in the woods. I just got this new Pearl kit, and like I can't go in the woods with those drums. Like I can't do that. I was like, oh my god, like walking through the woods with my drums. I was like, oh my god, I'm like the sticks. I'm like, oh my god, there's a branch. I was like I was so scared. And then
Make sure they get scratched.
Yeah, I mean, this was like the first time taking them anywhere outside my house. I was like so scared.
Yeah.
And then we had to put some cardboard down because like it actually rained the day before, and we still had to shoot the video. But like it rained like the day before, so like it was all kind of muddy in certain spots, and I was like, oh my god, I'm so scared.
Yeah.
But found a nice big piece of cardboard, put a rug on top of it, and we got through it. But then we never ended up using those shots, and I was like, damn, man, we went through all that for that. I was like, god damn. But the video came out great.
You just got to embrace it. We played at Gas Monkey in Dallas, right? Yeah. It was the coolest show, and there's like lightning going off in the distance, and you're just like, this is so epic. And then we got done. We're like, sweet, we missed the rain. And like 10 minutes later, it just starts dumping. And that was like, we put our cases on stage, and I'm ready to throw my drums in them and everything. So they're just getting filled with water. And so we're just trying to hurry. There's nothing we can do. We have to just like pack everything up. So guitars are getting soaked, drums are getting soaked, everything. We were playing Houston the next night. And so we just had to pack up and go. Like we didn't have time to dry it off or anything. So had to sit, and I was like freaking out that those are going to be warped and Harvard's going to be all rusted and everything. But thankfully, everything.
My heart right now is.
I know it was gnarly. Right when we got to Houston, we unloaded everything and just let it like dry out, and everything's fine. So I'm like, you know what? This is a lot more resilient than I kind of thought. Not that I would do that often, but
I have a similar story to that. Was with the video that I was talking about a second ago. Like we shot the video, and we got done. We brought all the drums in. But all of our cases and stuff were outside, and I think we were filming another part of the video inside the house, and like the music was going off. We were filming, but outside it was downpouring rain, and all my drum cases are outside, and my drum cases were open because I don't know why I didn't think about closing them, and I just got all these drum cases for these drums, and like we stopped shooting, we're done, we're about to pack up, and I hear him like, "Is that rain?" I open the door, I'm like, oh fuck, and everyone's like, what? I said, it's pouring. And like we had to go outside and grab everything, and like all my drum cases were wet, and I was like, oh, why but at least it wasn't the drums. Like your whole kit was wet. Like that kit, your DW kit was
drums into soggy cases, and it was stressful.
Man. Oh my god, dude. Oh my god.
All good.
I could see Mike, the OCD clean person right now going, oh my God, no, must clean everything.
Well, Mike got hard cases, right? You still got, you're doing hard cases, so you're solid.
Well, that's what I'm saying.
Hard case,
hard cases, the lids were off, so they're just getting filled with water.
Oh, you have hard cases too. I forgot about that.
Oh man,
gnarly.
Oh my god, dude. Oh,
it's fine. Everything's fine.
Now it's a funny story, kind of.
That hurts my soul. Just think about that kit just getting wet. Like, I hate when like sweat drips on any of my stuff. Like, I'm like, oh no, cut that off.
My cymbal could turn green. No.
Well, that's okay. I've slipped on that. A few of my cymbals they're half green now. But the shells, I think the drum shells themselves, I'm like, all right, no, these have to be wiped down every second of the day. Like, can't let those shells get fucked up in any way.
I must be the odd man out here because I rarely clean my kit, and I have a white drum set. I'm like, that thing is road worn. I love it. It's sweaty. There's spit. There's beer. It's lived its life. And all my cymbals, I never clean them. Let them get rusty. Wow. Let them get. Oh, I love it. I love. Wow. I just get Michael a heart attack right now. But no, I love it. I beat the hell out of your drums. You beat the shit out of them, and I want them to look like it.
Wow.
Sorry,
drum tech.
Sure.
I do plan on cleaning my kit. I'm going to clean my kit before we go back out again. But I'm like, no, it's dirty. It's gross. I love it. Love it.
This man said he never cleans his kit. You guys heard it here first.
No. Cool. I will not do it.
I wish I didn't have OCD because then I'd be very less stressed about all that stuff. But me, I'm like, when I'm setting up on my stuff, I'm like, all right, is it flat right here? Is everything lined up with me? I'm over here fucking with all that type of shit. And Mike does the same thing too.
I'll send you pictures of my ride symbol. I've had the
exact guy that literally has a level in his stick bag so he can level everything.
True story. True story.
Oh wow, that's awesome.
Yeah, dude. Like I have, and like my floor toms have the memory locks, so like I got to level out, and I leveled them to where they're 100% flat, and I got the memory locks, and I got them in there. So every time I put them down, they're right where they need to be. And then the thing about the rack toms though is how Pearl has to be different. It has the Omni mount system. It's like the little tube. It goes in. Anyway, it's different with other companies, but Pearl tom mounts. Then like sometimes like if you knock it hard enough, it'll. I mean, I guess any piece of hardware does that, but it'll knock it out of place. So after enough times of that knocking out of place happening, I'm like, no, fuck this, man. I don't have to do it on the fly. I'm like, fuck this. I'm bringing the level everywhere I go. So I put it on top, adjust it, and we're good to go.
Dang.
Yeah.
That's how bad it is with me, man. It has to be perfect.
Yeah, after this,
anybody watching me in the drum tech.
You'll flip shit. You will absolutely flip out. I've had the same ride symbol for like 13 years, and it's never cleaned it.
Damn.
Oh, shit, man.
Yeah.
Dude, it would sound completely different if you clean on it.
Rob from 9 Point. Rob, to this day, still owns and plays on his ride he first started out with in 9 Point. Literally, so it's over 20 some odd years old. And like, it's the only one that is like, when I started with them, he was like, this is the only symbol you do not clean. You do not touch. I'm like, well, okay. And it's like, he gets a brand new symbol set. It's like, perfect, shiny, new. What the fuck is wrong with this thing?
Yeah. Now I remember when I played this festival. It was Rockfest 2015, and Hell Yeah was on it. And it was the first show I met P King at. First show I met Adam at. And I remember I was setting up my stuff. I was setting up in front of Vinnie Paul's kit, and I met P King behind me. He's setting up his kit. And I look at Vinny's gear, and I'm like, look at all these nice shiny symbols. And I see that ride symbol. I'm like, that thing's dirty as hell. And he's like, this right here, this was the Vulgar Display Power ride. I think that's what he said. He said, this ride right here is like this is the OG Vinnie Paul ride right here. This thing it's been places. And I was like, it's green as hell. Hell yeah, I like it.
Yep.
We need to get him on the show, man. We gotta get P King on here.
Dude, for real.
That'd be awesome.
I can get P on.
We need that. I know Mike's good friends with P King. All those
Yeah,
boys.
man. He actually got to play Vinny's kid in LA.
No way. That's sick.
Yeah, it sounds like his drums. Yeah.
All right, you win. You win. That's the end of the show. We're done. You win.
Bye. Peace.
That's so sick, man.
I would say
that
any funny happenings out of you, Mike, as far as been on tour and stuff?
What was that?
I said anything funny you can sit here and top Brian out.
Yeah, because you guys toured together, so I'm sure you guys have some memories.
Yeah, man. I remember that tour, that first Salt Lake City show, man. I remember it was just hot as hell, and that whole tour was a good time, man. I forgot y'all's tour manager on that tour, but he was hilarious. It was cool.
Oh man, who was that? Is the older guy?
Oh man, he was an older guy. I don't remember his name, but yeah, that was a fun tour, man. I remember.
Dude, didn't you fill in Denver? Because I didn't make that second show because the bus blew up and they had a car. Me and my drum tech, we rode with Shallow Side to get to the Denver show because their SUV was like filled. And so we're like, okay, just go with Shallow Side. We're going to the same place and then we'll get another rental vehicle or whatever in Denver and figure it out. And so we're like, okay. And then Shallow Side's bus like broke down in Rock Springs, Wyoming. And so Nate and we were stuck. And I think otherwise had to play acoustic, but didn't you jump in played something with them?
Yeah. They were teaching me songs like in the back green room, and he was just kind of like, just keep a steady beat, and I was like, all right, fuck it.
It was awesome. So yeah, the second show on my first tour with Otherwise, I got stuck in Rock Springs, and so that next morning we took a flight from Rock Springs to Denver, met up with them, got some like Toyota Camry or something rental car. And so those were the two. We even played Rock USA on that tour. So we roll up to this festival, pull up next to In This Moment's bus in two bullshit little rental cars. And we're like, hey guys, what's up?
Gotta do what you gotta do.
Yeah. No, it was great. That was such a good time. We were playing. Didn't you guys buy a Super in like Iowa or something? I remember playing Super Nintendo with you guys in one of the green rooms.
Oh yeah. Our tech, he's obsessed with like just finding things at like thrift shops and stuff, and he found I think it was an NES.
Yeah, that was rad.
Hell yeah. I remember when I toured with Sons of Texas with Mike, and our bus broke down. We had to roll on a pickup truck, man. We had to do the pickup truck trailer, and then we had a car behind us. We had to do that. Pickup truck, good times.
Good times.
Still hurts.
Man, we curse all these bands.
My first ever tour was in a rap. I remember the first ever tour I did was in a Rap 4. Like that was insane. I don't know if you guys remember Gray. That was the band we went out with. And that
Brothers Gray.
Wild. Yeah. That was the first tour I did was with them. And Rap 4. Back Still Hurts.
Nice.
Shit was
Cold Kingdom had we bought this bus. It was like a legit like a handicap bus, like a city bus that someone had bought, gutted, and actually turned into like an RV sort of thing. So it was actually like bunks and like you can actually plug in like refrigerators and all that sort of stuff. So we bought that. We're like, that's gonna be perfect for touring. I think it was a week and a half or 2 weeks before we did our run with Shinedown, the bus took a shit. Just in the middle of bumfuck Wisconsin, bus just took a shit, and we're like, oh no. And it's a diesel engine, so no one out there knows how to fix diesel engines. So we ended up just leaving it there. My mom drove 6 hours to come pick up me and my guitar player in Wisconsin, drove us back home so we can go back to work. And we had to get a rental that does like rental SUVs and 15 passengers and RVs and all that sort of stuff. And we had to rent a 15 passenger for the Shinedown run. We made like zero money on that tour because everything we made, we had to pay for the rental van because you pay by the mile, you pay by the day, you pay by the week. Yeah. And we're like, look at all this merch we're selling this. Oh yeah, that's right. We got to pay for the fucking rental van. But like, thank our lucky stars that was the tour happened, not on the way out to that first show, because we would not have made it through that tour.
Oh my god! I think everyone's had that like the short bus conversion tour bus thing, and like a lot of bands that do that, they always have like at some point it breaks down on them. And I'm like, that vehicle. Gotta stop using that vehicle because like every band that's done it has had to experience a breakdown in that vehicle, and I'm like, why? Something's gotta be wrong. Something across the nation. That same vehicle breaks down. Like, come on.
Well, when you're in your early 20s, it's like, no, this is perfect. Like, it's like an RV. Like, this is gonna be perfect. And it's like, oh no, we really only need like a 15 passenger. Like, they got that. So much more reliable than these big old vans and buses. Like, let's go on tours. Get a tour bus. Like, no, just get a reliable van. And you just sleep in the benches or on the floor.
Yeah.
It's not meant to be comfortable.
I remember I was watching like the Bus Invaders on YouTube, and like there was like an old Periphery Bus Invaders, but it was like they were in a van and they built bunks in like the 15 passenger van. Yep. And it looked so cramped. And I was like, my God, like I'd be claustrophobic underneath, like the way they had it. I was like, oh my God. But it was cool to see that. Because
humble beginnings.
It's not supposed to be comfortable.
Yeah.
Humble beginnings. That's right. All about it.
We've all done it. We're all still doing it.
Yeah.
Yeah, we're rolling around in a Honda Pilot.
A Honda Pilot.
Oh, wow.
That's close enough to a RAV4. I feel your pain.
Oh, shit.
Pretty much.
Close enough. Was the otherwise van like? Was it benches, Brian, or was it bunks in the otherwise van? How'd you guys have that? I always wondered what it was like because you guys had like a lot of people on like the road with you guys, right?
Yeah,
It was just
very
you.
depending on what tour it was, or sometimes it was just us, just driving and doing all of the. We would just have the house sound guy. We would go super bare bones. Sometimes we would have lighting guy and sound guy and tour manager and drum tech and that kind of thing. But yeah, we that first tour was just the rental vehicles. Then a couple tours we did, like when we went with Zach Wild through Canada and stuff, we had the tour bus, which was really nice. But that certainly had its issues. We almost didn't make it. Almost didn't make it to the Vegas show. I think we shit out like in between California and in Vegas, just the no man's land in there. And then from there we did a van for most of it, and that was fine. Like it was cheap, so we could make more money. We could have put all that into a bus or whatever, but it's like, how about we make more money? That's awesome. We don't mind the driving. We don't mind like the grind of it. It's like, just do it. But yeah, we just had the benches in there. We kind of each had our own bench. And then as we were swapping out driving, we would just, somebody would jump in your bench. And, I think that like messed up my knees though, because you can't like extend your legs out all the way.
Yeah.
So your knees up, and dude, my knees like crunch hard now. So gnarly.
It's like I'm where I can't lay straight. Like it's like I'm like 5'9", and it must be like 5'7". I'm just a little bend in the knee, and then you just get out of that van at a gas station. You go, oh, okay, I'm not supposed to make that sound.
For sure.
I know. What is it, Mike? You guys have had that same van for a minute. I remember you guys like post pictures of your van like it's another member of your band.
Yeah. So we call it a Stevie Ray van.
Nice.
We've had it. Yeah, we've had it for a while, man. But yeah, we stick to the passenger. It's convenient, man. And again, we try to go home with as much money as we can. We all got families and stuff. So just try to be resourceful.
Mm-hmm. Heck yeah, dude.
100%. Because
I'll say, Mike, you have anything coming up, Mike?
Yeah, we got some dates in June. I know we canceled the Houston and I think it was Mississippi. We're supposed to play with you guys, and that got canceled. But we're doing some Texas show. It's in June. Those are happening for sure. I think like San Antonio, Come and Take It in Austin. Houston Scout Bar, that's where our sound guy, he's a house sound guy there, but he tours with us.
Oh, okay.
We're looking forward to those, man, I'm sure. Then we got some stuff at like a 4th of July show at South Padre Island, which is like the beach an hour away.
Nice.
Yeah, that should be cool.
Oh yeah.
Excellent.
Glad to see you boys getting back to it, man. I hate that it's been so long for everybody, man. It's just fucking sad.
Yeah.
But things are getting better, so more shows will come. And hopefully everybody can see each other in person again soon.
Yep.
Because last time I saw Brian in person was like June of like last year. Or no, June of 2019 last time I saw Brian in person.
Yeah, it was at the Clarksville, right? Clarksville show?
No. Or no, was it? No, Knoxville. So open chord. That was the last time I saw you.
Yeah.
And then last time I saw Mike was when we played that hot ass place in Illinois. That was
on the Skillet tour too.
Yeah, no, you're right. I forgot about that. That was the last time I saw you, man. Fuck, man, it's been a long time, man. I hate that shit.
My goal is to try to get everybody who's come on the show to meet up at NAMM. If NAMM's a thing, and if you're going, I want to have a Who Gave the Drummer a Mic meetup somewhere at NAMM.
That would be dope.
We just get goofy.
I'm like maybe the only musician that thinks the NAMM sucks, but I hate that place.
I'm not.
I love NAMM. I love NAMM for a day and a half.
One day.
Dude, it's like a giant Guitar Center with bigger egos and alcohol.
Okay, so Brian's not going to be there. Anyone else?
No, NAMM was cool for like the first day, and then like it's the same thing for the next 2 days. It's cool.
Yeah.
You really gotta be going out there with like a real purpose. I think like you gotta be like a big name to like be out there and like I don't know
or doing one of the clinics or something.
Yeah, I mean it was cool.
The clinics are actually fun to watch.
Clinics are cool. I got to meet some cool people. I remember being on like the escalator and like fucking Victor Wooten just walked by me and Ethan like flipped out. And
That's awesome.
Me and Ethan met Nico McBrain in the DW booth. It was cool.
Oh, that's sick. Hey, dude, I saw Stevie Wonder last time I was at NAMM, but I don't think he saw me.
Oh, I was waiting for it too. Damn it. Oh, I knew that was coming too.
But really.
But really, yeah, he walks around NAMM, and I went to, I think that was 2018. I went out there and I went to the Chord booth and I watched Night Verses play live in the Chord booth. That was just like watching Eric do his thing from 10 feet away in front of maybe 30 people.
Yeah,
for 45 minutes. I've never seen him do that before. Just watching Night Verses go through all their crazy songs and watching them loop guitar pedals and watch Eric do this with his arms for 45 minutes. And that was one of my favorite things for sure.
Most 20 was it? It was 2020 NAMM. I went to 2019. I went 2020. 2020 NAMM was where I met Mike Portnoy for the first time, and at the Sabian booth, I stood in that line for probably it had to be pushing 2.5 hours. I stood in that line. And I made just past the cutoff.
Damn.
And I met Mike Portnoy, Bill Ward, and some other guy that I didn't really know. But Bill Ward was next to Mike Portnoy, and Mike Portnoy, I was like, listen, man, I was thinking the whole time standing there, like, what am I going to say to Mike Portnoy? I got to say something. I can't just like freeze up. But like, I was genuinely like starstruck. I was like, oh my God, like he's right there in front of me. I got to say something. And like, it was so funny because like I finally get up to the table and I shake his hand, like, what's up, man? I'm Michael Russo. And he's like, what's up, man? And I was like, I've met all of my favorite drummers. You're the only one I haven't met yet. So this is cool. And he's like, I'm sorry I kept you waiting. And I was like, it's no problem. And then we just moved on.
I choked. I choked the first time I met Portnoy. I went to go see Dream Theater open for Iron Maiden in Chicago. And Portnoy was doing a signing. I think it was at like Sam Ash or something. And I'm waiting in line and I get up there and I go, hey Mike, how are you doing? He's like, I'm good. How are you? I'm like, I'm good. How are you? And I was like, he's signed the DVD. And I just grabbed my DVD and I just walked away with like my tail between my legs. Yeah. How are you? Good. How are you? Good, how are you? I just left the store. I was like, I'm getting pizza. I'm gonna make myself feel better with pizza here. Absolutely just watched it.
That's awesome. Yeah, no, like I didn't know what to say. That was what came out. I was like, I've met every single drummer that I wanted to meet. You're the last one I haven't met yet. And he was like, well, I'm sorry I kept you waiting. And I was like, cool. Like, he was so calm about it. He was like, well, I'm sorry I kept you waiting. And I was like, no problem. It's no problem at all.
It's all your fault.
And then I met Bill Ward and I was like, what's up, man? He's like, what's going on? And I was like, Iron Man, kick-ass fucking song, man. I didn't know what else to say. I was like, fucking love Iron Man.
He's like, yeah, I know.
Yeah, I was there.
I don't know what else you say to Bill Ward, man. I did not.
He's heard it all.
Bill Ward, exactly. Like I didn't know what to say to him. I was just like, okay.
So
and then Mike Portnoy shared my picture too, and I was like, hell yeah! I made it on Mike Portnoy's Facebook page. I was like, fuck yeah, that's so cool. I was fanboy, man, because Portnoy was my first drummer, man. That was like my first well, Tommy Lee technically was, but like my first drummer, like I discovered like on my own. Mm-hmm. It was Portnoy and Dream Theater, and I was like, dude, that was like my first like idol was Portnoy.
Yeah. Dude.
So finally getting to meet him that moment, I was like, oh my God, it is about to happen. and it was like 15 seconds.
2.5 hours for 15 seconds.
Oh.
Yeah, and all I got was a little signed like Sabian sticker. It was just a little Sabian sticker that he signed.
You still have it though, don't you?
Oh yeah, yeah.
All
right. I got it. But I saw Dream Theater twice, and I was like, I don't think they do meet and greets. I saw him in 2008. I saw him in 2009. But I was hoping, I remember Mike Portnoy pointed at me. He was like, I was in the crowd, and I was like doing this shit, and he was like, you, and I was like, me. And then I wish I had like something from that time period when I did meet him. I could like, hey, remember this kid? It's me.
And he's probably
like, play a song with me. Nope.
I had his signature snare drum too, and for some reason I sold that. I don't know why I sold that.
I'll say you've sold a lot of your stuff.
Yeah, I like to get new stuff, so I do the sell gear to get new gear thing, and I get that from my.
I was like, Chris, that's like Mike saying he goes through this nostalgia, like, man, I shouldn't have sold that.
Yeah, like
I've never sold anything. Any drum I bought, I still have. I think I have 4 kits, just because I can't get rid of them.
A long time. I had like so many different signature snares, like the Vinnie Paul, like the Pearl snakeskin one, like all the Chris Adler snares, the Mike Portnoy one, like a few others. And I was like, then I started touring all the time, and I was like, all this stuff is just sitting. It's not stuff that I would ever use touring. So it was just stuff. And I just got rid of it all. I was like, I can replace it all. And then Vinnie Paul passes away, and I was like, what the shit? Why did I do that? It's so dumb. Like that's the only one
I had the snakeskin snare too.
So dumb. But the only one that I kept and that I'll always keep forever is the Neil Peart DW R40 snare.
Oh. All right, here you go, Chris. Here you go, Chris.
That one I'll keep forever for sure.
God
damn it. All right, Chris, go ahead and rant.
We've already been doing this for an hour and a half. You don't want to hear me go on for another hour and a half.
Chris is the big Neil Peart guy. Chris is
my very first tattoo was his sticks right here. Neil sticks.
Nice. Oh, that's awesome.
Oh,
yeah, dude.
It still hurts. Still hurts.
Oh, dude. I was on the plane getting ready to fly to Scotland when my brother texted me. He's like, dude, Neil Peart just died. And I was like, what the fuck? Like I was having a rough time. I was just doing that trip solo. So just by myself, and people are like, ooh, we're going to, we're traveling. And I'm just like in my own world, like,
Neil Peart just died.
It was not cool, man. It was heavy.
Well, and it's also like the general public didn't even know he was sick because he kept it so close knit to where it's like,
he would have wanted, which is
which is 100% like if you followed him, you knew that's who he was. He was really, really private. But it was like when you like hear somebody has cancer, you're like, okay, you kind of like anticipate like, oh shit, yeah, they died from that. But like just like it was out of nowhere. Like I thought he'd like gotten a car accident or something. It's like, no, he's had brain cancer for 3 years. I'm like, oh shit.
I didn't know that either. I didn't know.
Yeah, he kept it super, super, super tight knit, and everybody he told like respected who he was. And he's like, yeah, we won't tell anybody, and no one knew until he died.
Yeah.
Well, yeah, the same thing happened actually to when Vinnie Paul passed away, because the week right before he passed away, the Butcher Babies Now Point tour was in Vegas at the Flamingo Bowl, which is down right off the strip, and Vinnie Paul, Marcus Rafferty, their guitar tech, and a couple of others were actually at the show a week before it happened. So we ended up finishing our run. So we ended up getting back to Chicago after that run. Our last date was in Arizona, so we had to drive all the way back to Chicago. When we got back on Father's Day night, it's like not even like 48 hours later, all of a sudden we heard like, hey, did you know Vinnie Paul died? And we're like, wait, what? Like it was like the first thing that popped up on our Facebook feed as soon as we woke up. It was like Vinnie Paul passed away. They're like, we just saw him a week ago, like literally a week ago. He looked fine. Had no idea. And then all of a sudden,
I remember it happened like in the middle of the night. It was like 1 a.m. or like something like that. And I remember I was up and I saw like somebody post about it, and I was like, no way. Like, it started to go around, and I was like, oh fuck, dude, Vinnie Paul's died. And when Neil Peart died, I had no idea he was sick. And I remember I was in LA and I got a text from my dad, and my dad was like, "Did you hear about Neil Peart?" And I was like, "No, what about him?" Like I know because Rush was done, right? Like Rush was playing, so like Rush was done, and I was like, "What about Neil Peart?" And he's like, "He passed away," and I was like, "No way!" And then like I got online, and there it was. The same thing with Eddie Van Halen. Like I didn't even know Eddie Van Halen was sick, and that news shocked me. And I was like, "No way!"
Oh yeah.
Then,
well, like this is how tight Neil Peart had that circle. Like when that news broke, that was like 2 days after he had died.
Oh, wow.
Like he had with just how things are nowadays, someone's gone, everybody knows about it. Yeah. I mean, people are dead before they're even really dead. Like there's so many hoaxes that go out there. It's like, oh, hey, did you hear he died? Like, and then he tweets like, no, I didn't.
Yeah. I was hoping that
the whole announcement came out like 2 days after he had even died. Like that's how close knit that circle was. They were like, even when he was dead, they didn't tell people that he had passed, which is insane.
Yeah, it's crazy. I remember when Kobe died, like there were so many different stories about that going on, and like no one knew like what to believe. But I was like, bro, like Kobe Bryant really passed away. I was like, no fucking way, dude. Kobe was like that. I know he's not a musician, but like Kobe was like, for me personally, like Kobe was like, you know, he was that athlete, one of the GOATs. I mean, one of the greatest to ever, you know, step on court. And like he was a big figure in sports in general. I love sports. And like when he died, I was like, no way, dude. I remember I was in LA flying home the day before he passed away, and I remember I was in an Uber going to the airport. I remember it was like super foggy out in LA, and I was like, "Yo, it's like really foggy." And the Uber driver was like, "Yeah, that never really happens often like this thick." And I was like, "That's really weird." And then I fly home, and I'm driving home. I land in North Carolina, and I'm driving back home to South Carolina, and like I get a text, and it's like, "Did you hear Kobe died?" And I was like, no, like what? Kobe Bryant? And they were like, yeah. And I was like, what the hell? And like I see like where it was at. The helicopter crash was in Calabasas, and we were in Woodland Hills, which was like a good like 15 minutes away from like where the helicopter like crashed. And I was like, I was just there yesterday, and they said they said it went down because the pilot couldn't see through the fog. And I was like, I was just in California yesterday. I saw how foggy it was. I said it was really weird. And then like, that happened next day. And I was like, oh my God, I could not believe that. That was wild. That was too many good people, man. Gone, man. It's sad to think about.
2020 sucked.
2020 sucked. Let's put it. 2020 sucked.
Yeah, because it started with Neil Peart, and then Kobe was like a week after or 2 weeks after.
Well, if you're from Minnesota like me, shit's been weird since Prince died. The second Prince died, shit's just been weird. He was the gatekeeper to everything, like the world, everything was fine, and then Prince died and everything just got weird.
How did he die again? He wasn't sick? Was he sick?
I think it was a mixture of pain. Might have been. I've heard opioids. I've heard pain pills. I'm not 100% sure what it was, but like his home is First Avenue. Like First Avenue is the house that Prince built. I had tickets to go see Corey Taylor acoustic that night at First Ave, and I woke up to the news of like Prince died, and I was like, oh man, I'm gonna be at First Avenue tonight where they shot Purple Rain, where he rose to fame. So it was a really crazy vibe.
Yeah.
And I remember I left the show. We had to go through the side door because the streets were so full of people celebrating music, dressed in purple head to toe. His music was blaring over speakers. Like they shut down Minneapolis city streets for the Prince party. And then my dad worked downtown Minneapolis, and he texted me in the morning. He's like, I can't get to work because people are still partying. And no one got hurt. There was no complaints. There were no cops called. It was literally just people celebrating music. And to me, that was like the most perfect,
That's beautiful.
That is beautiful.
Everybody came together to listen to Let's Go Crazy and Little Red Corvette. And like everybody was just cool because they were all there to celebrate music and Prince and celebrate. And it was the most beautiful thing ever.
Nice.
Dude's a fucking legend, man. That damn Super Bowl halftime show is still one of my favorites.
Where he decided to play a Foo Fighters song.
Prince was so cool, man.
He was. He is. He still is.
Yeah, dude.
If you're ever touring in Minnesota and you got time off, go to Paisley Park. Take the tour of his home and studio. It's fucking awesome. It's so cool.
I remember at NAMM at I think it was the Shure booth or one of those microphone companies. Like they had his microphone in a box. It was the last one that he toured with or something, or I don't remember what it was, but they had this gold microphone and it was Prince's microphone, and I was like, oh my god, that is so sick.
Probably dipped in real 24 karat gold.
Oh yeah, I mean the thing.
Oh yeah, absolutely.
It was purified in the waters of Lake Minnetonka.
And then you go to the Rock and Roll Hall of Fame. You go to the Michael Jackson section. They got the glove and the hat, I think, and all that stuff.
Yep.
That place is cool. You guys ever been there?
Not yet.
Yeah, I got to go.
You need to. It's actually it's. I'll say you like to take photos. Trust me, your camera will be nonstop going through the whole damn thing.
Right.
If you're on tour, you get to get in for free.
Yeah.
Right.
You let them know that you're working with the band as long as you have your laminate on you and it actually has the current date of why you're actually in the city. Yeah.
Yeah, you get it free.
It's actually pretty dope.
Cool.
Yeah.
Yeah, it sounds like super touristy, which I mean it kind of is. But the second, as a musician, as a fan, you start seeing dude, that's Stevie Ray Vaughan's #1. That's that. Or that's Eddie Van Halen's Frankenstrat. It's that's the thing. That's not a picture. That's the thing.
Or the hallway that they have a dark hallway to where all the signatures of actually all the rock stars and everybody that's been added to the Hall of Fame are literally it's a black hallway, but then all the names, all the signatures are lit up with a light background, and you go down this huge hallway and there's just autographs down the whole hallway. It's actually pretty badass.
Nice.
Yeah, and I think outside you can go on one of Elvis's tour buses or something.
Yeah,
I'm pretty sure it was an Elvis tour bus, but you actually get to go on the bus and see a tour bus from the 50s. Pretty fucking cool.
That's dope.
It's definitely on your photography list there, Brian.
Yeah, dude, definitely. If you ever get a chance to check that out, definitely check that out. That shit is sick. I hope I get to go back soon because that shit was cool.
Okay, guys, we are getting close to running out of time. We want to thank from Chris, Michael, myself. Thank you, Brian and Mike, for joining us tonight. It was a pleasure. And make sure you hop onto their Facebook. Brian Mederios, look at the name. Find it on IG and Facebook. Mike plays for the band Sons of Texas. So make sure you hop on, subscribe, watch the videos, YouTube, Facebook, Instagram. Know when Mike's going to be coming down to a city near you. Otherwise than that, I don't have anything more. Chris, Michael, do you have anything to say as we exit?
Thank you. Thanks for joining us today, guys. We appreciate it.
Yeah, man. Thank you guys so much. It's good to see you all.
Yeah, man. Definitely appreciate you guys hopping on. Appreciate everybody that tuned in tonight.
Yeah, man. Thanks for having us, guys.
Be sure you follow our page. Who Gave the Drummer Mike? All that good stuff.
Share Brian, it, like it, subscribe. Podcast will be out here within the next 24 hours. So if you missed tonight's episode, you can catch it on your Apple, Google, whichever podcast you subscribe to.
And Brian, go ahead and just plug all your pages and stuff. Tell your Instagram and all that stuff so they can follow you. And Mike, do the same.
Yeah. At Brian_Mederios. And my name's spelled dumb. There's the I before E rule, but my last name doesn't follow it. Or my middle name, Keith. So it's do what I want. But,
there you go.
Yeah. It's probably the best place.
And Mike, where can the people find you?
Yeah, it's Mike SOTX on Instagram and some Texas, man. We got a new song coming out pretty soon, so we're finishing up vocals. Should be dropping that. It's just gonna be a single, so look out for that.
Nice.
Hell yeah, man. Sounds good. All right, you guys, we'll go ahead and wrap this up. We'll get out of here. Appreciate you guys coming on. And
for
go
ahead. No, go ahead.
And I was just gonna say we'll post another show announcement for next week on Wednesday. And like, share, subscribe, all that good shit. And
spread the word. Until next time, for Chris, Michael, and myself, peace. We're out of here.
Deuces.
Thank you guys for joining us. And actually, we did mention at the top of the hour, Brian actually did a video on the side of a cliff. It is true. So I'm actually going to play it as we exit out of here. Thank you guys. Have a good night. See you next week.
Took your fevered hand, felt like elders of the world was dying. You fell alive, I carried you quietly through the crumbling streets. In the fading light, I could see in your eyes that somehow we were meant to meet. Would you stay with me? If you thought the war was over, everything was right. Would you still believe in us? Would your love for me go colder? No one left to fight. Would you stay with me? Would you stay with me? To the people now, yeah, we scavenge through the city and the storm. When the day would end, while the door against the demons and the dark, share a can of something, and bottle the bourbon I'd hid away. It won't be from within, and you from without, till I forget the children pray. Would you stay with me? If you thought the war was over, everything was right. Would you still believe in us? Would your love for me grow colder? No one left to hide. Would you stay with me? Would you stay with me? It seems I did.